dad and son got in a huge argument, blah, 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 right? They go to sleep, mad at each other. Next morning, dad wakes up dead. Okay, this is the thing. How can you expect to know when you have a good friend when you've never had bad ones?
Like animals, dude, when they look for like a mate, they're looking for the woman that is like, that has the perfect things, right?
Yeah.
Like let's say it's a cow. They're looking for a cow that is the fullest, that has the biggest udders, right? Because they're like,
Okay.
This is season 2, guys.
And you're listening to the Lama Podcast.
This fool is a cinema.
This is Josh Martinez.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Doros. This is Nathaniel Morales.
This is Della.
What's up? We're the Lama Podcast, man.
And you're listening to the Lama Podcast.
And you're listening to the Lama Podcast.
And you're listening to the Lama Podcast. And you're listening to the Lama Podcast.
It'll be weird. Okay, uno, dos, tres. Hello, and welcome back to the Lama Podcast. I am joined on this day by the wonderful, the beautiful, the handsome. Sorry, I'm only talking about your physical appearance. That's so messed up. Intelligent. I don't know what else. Edgar Velasco. Hello, Edgar. How are you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing amazing.
How's everybody watching the podcast?
Great to hear. Okay, but just to address one thing before we start, I mentioned to everybody that there would be somebody that's helping me, like a replacement host. It's not Edgar, okay? Sorry, Edgar, because I've made a podcast already, and it's gonna come out the day before this one. Oh my goodness!
Dang.
Pause. Pause. Okay, bueno pues, ahí le hablo. Okay, sorry about that. My dad called me on my cellular device. What were we talking about? Oh, there's gonna be, this guy's not the new host. Just letting you guys know. Okay, I'm sorry. Might be sad. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm gonna cry.
He just barely heard the news. He didn't even. Well, it's because I haven't put the other pod out, so you have no idea.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So in the other podcast, I was saying I'm gonna have somebody that's helping me to do to be the host, and that's gonna be I'm not gonna say who. I already told you, right?
Yeah.
I've already told him in the phone call. But basically, welcome back to Lama Podcast. Nice to see you here, every single one of you guys. Okay, yeah, basically, and let me just tell you what the pod was about. I was just saying that, like, I've been lagging on doing the podcast because for a while, dude, I was just like, after my brother left, I was like, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna be able to, like, bring it to everybody and make it cool and not be lame and all this stuff, right? And that's like the way I was thinking about it. Like, how am I gonna be able to do this, you know? And I was just working on things for a while and trying to figure out stuff. Finally, I found somebody to help me, all this stuff, and I was not doing it because I was embarrassed about myself that I would be crappy about it, you know? Like, I thought, like, well, how am I going to do it by myself?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But that's basically what I was talking about. But yes, welcome, everybody. How are you doing, Edgar?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing amazing. I'm doing very well. You see, Edgar today, as you can see, I look very beautiful today compared to what you guys saw yesterday, right? Edgar is an amazing human being, and he cut my hair. God pay you in abundant blessings, Edgar.
For sure.
Okay.
With
yes.
more podcast appearances.
Yes, definitely. I'm definitely gonna try. We're definitely gonna try to do more with Edgar because Edgar's pretty close to me. So let's get started. Well, there was we had it on Instagram, some things that you guys were asking us about. What are like the big topics? Because some people were asking, like, really honestly, some of you guys are idiots. Okay, not to be
depressed.
And are depressed, dude. You guys need to get your life together, man. I know what's wrong with them. People are just like, don't trust people if they fail you once. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude?
They was just like, their depression made me depressed for like just reading it.
Yeah, dude.
But I mean, not bad. Like, oh, what if they're like really like depressed and like we just like push them? God damn. Okay, guys.
No,
guys,
I get you though.
We love you, but you know, more positivity. Please.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, because like we were saying before we even get about it, right? Like we had you guys. We always do that. We ask you guys to send us questions or something, right? To send us something to talk about. And honestly, a lot of people have just negative thoughts. They have negative things that are coming into their mind. I follow this guy called Dr. Amen. I don't know if you follow him, but he's a doctor, so like about brain doctor, right? And he always says like people have like ants, automatic negative thought, right? And they infest their brain with ants, and it's just like constantly the ants are attacking, constantly the ants are doing this to them, right? And it's like, bro, like you can't let ants be in your head. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, what if you had ants all over you? You know, like you're not just gonna let them be there.
No.
You're not gonna let them chew on you. You're not gonna let that
No, you
happen.
can't. Heck no.
Yeah, you can't let that happen. You know what I mean? So you gotta be pummeling in your positiveness.
For sure. But
Okay. Well, what?
do you have your list?
My list of what? Oh, my list of questions.
I have mine. Oh, you okay? What was
Alright.
mine?
If anything, I'll
That'll
log
be
in.
for the next pod.
If anything, I'll log. Yeah, if anything, yes, we'll do something like
Yeah.
that. I remember some things like I'll say them right now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Let's get a few of those.
Okay. So I asked two things. So I said, give friendship and relationship views and advice. Okay. And the second thing I asked for was life lessons and experiences. We're gonna start with friendship and relationship. The first one. Okay.
Okay.
So first one off the bat, someone said, pray for the right person.
Pray for the right person.
I assume he's talking relation. I don't think
For
you're
like in a
gonna. I don't think you're gonna be like, God, give me a bestie. You know.
God, give me someone like Edgar. Go do a podcast with me.
No, but they obviously talking about
Relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that makes sense. But
that's good. I like that. I mean, it depends on your religious views as well.
yeah, but I think that's a good like idea for it because like if you're just praying, God, give me something, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's stupid. You're an idiot because like that's not gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I say, God help me. You know, like okay, but with what? Like what's messed up in your life? What's going on?
Or like sometimes we just like, what do you say? Like some people are like, man, I just want God to sit down on my bed and just be like, tell
Here's
me
the-
what-
here's the thing, like,
here's everything.
Yeah, the instructions.
But if you think about it, that makes things boring. That makes life boring.
Yeah.
If you know,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes you're like, man, if I know, I got it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
like you
it's-
think
it's
you're like, oh,
set.
I know what to do
Dude,
now.
I'm
Yeah,
good, right?
Exactly.
But then you're like, some people get married and they're like, I never thought I was gonna marry this person. It was like the person I least expected. Or I met them very last minute.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the fact of not knowing brings excitement. The unknown brings excitement.
Yeah.
Excitement.
And I think the thing too with people like, and obviously I'm not in a relationship or anything, so like I'm like in like no place to say it, right? But the thing is, some people, dude, when they're looking for somebody, they're looking for the perfect somebody. They're looking for somebody that's perfect in their eyes, right? And tell me when you're gonna find somebody. When are you ever gonna find somebody that's perfect? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If anyone thinks they're perfect, you're a narcissistic. Like I'm not gonna finish it, but you're a narcissist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's horrible. Like no one is perfect. No one's nothing. And people idealize that too much. They're like let's say as a guy, right? You're like, I want this girl that has this body. I want the girl that has like her life together in this way, that's this way, that's this, that cooks, cleans, whatever stereotype, whatever thing you might want, right? But then what if there's a girl that's everything except one? You know? Or not except 2 or 3, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but you feel like you're like, this person needs to be in your life. Like this person needs to be somebody that, you get what I mean? Like there's people in my life that are like friends
Mm-hmm.
where I'm like, this person has to be somebody that's part of my life like forever, you
Yeah.
know? I'm going to make sure they're part of my life forever.
Yeah.
And there's other times when there's people, you know, and then like there might be somebody that you're like that with emotionally, like in a relationship as well, you know? But you don't let it because you're like, oh, she's fat, or she is like annoying, or he's like, no, I'm being like serious. Like most people, it's physical things. Most people, it's physical stuff that you know, makes them push away. You know, I'll say for myself, you know, and look at me, like I'm in no position to be like that, right? But I used to be very much like, no way, like I'm not even gonna talk to you. This is my standard, right?
Yeah, you have that golden standard.
Golden standard, right?
That you just has to be this or I can't.
Yeah, exactly. And then meanwhile I'm here like this, right? Like I'm a flawed human being. I'm not the most attractive, whatever. And you know, it's like you don't even, sometimes they don't even realize that themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I'm getting at, where it's like, I've been more like, I'm focused on building a relationship with people, right? Not even like a romantic relationship, but building relationships that are genuine.
Yeah.
You know, and that is with somebody that I give a damn about.
Yeah. I agree with that. Then that's like, okay, for example, also what happens, sometimes there's people, they're like, has to be like this body, like you were saying, right? The golden standard, the golden ticket. and you meet someone like that. I'm saying this from personal experience.
Okay.
I know someone. Well, yeah, I know someone. I was debating it, but whatever. I never brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, I will talk to anyone, but never this, never that, never, nomás X cosas, right?
Okay.
Okay. Never this, never that, never this, never that. She acts like this, because she does this, because she looks like this, right?
Yeah.
All these things of no's. Bro, they ended up with somebody, and it was like, all the no's were just like, yes, yes, yes.
That's what
yes.
they were.
And I was like, you literally got with someone that's like not the list of your no's.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, but I feel like that's what happens because they just like, you know what I mean? There's a saying in Spanish, right? Que dice, tanto picas el flor que te quedas con el peor.
Dang.
It's like so many times.
Yeah.
Like for example, for a guy who's like with lots of girls, talks to lots of girls.
Mm-hmm.
I got this girl, I got that girl, I got this girl, I talked to this girl, I got to that. And all these girls, like, wow, beautiful, wow, prettier, wow, responsible, educated, smart, mature, lo que tú quieras. And then you see what they end up with, and you're just like, bro, like, what happened to your standards, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think, like you said, I think it's best just to feel something and not necessarily see something.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we go by what we see, man,
No.
you need, like you said, something genuine that you like feel, hey, like, you know, they actually care about me.
Yeah, exactly.
And not care about me like, oh, I love you, que tanto. Or,
yeah, like if it's like there was like, remember the thing you were telling me before, because we were kind of talking about stuff like this before we recorded or whatever. They like some like, I don't know if it was you, but if you like, so somebody said if you don't have problems before you're married,
I told you.
It was you, right? If you don't have problems before you're married, then you're gonna have a lot of problems when you're married.
Okay, so
go on with that.
Okay,
explain that.
Basically, I read this thing where it's like there's a bigger chance of people that are never gotten into problems to divorce and to separate until they get problems till marriage, right? Because like I told you, they're in that honeymoon phase, and they're just like, oh my god, life is flowers of roses and perfect and blah 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 blah. And then it comes down to marriage when it's like, oh my god, the bills. Oh my god, the kids. Who's picking up from school? Oh my god. And it comes to a point where you're like, why wasn't it like this when we were dating? You know what I mean? And then there's people on the contrary, that when they're dating, they have some sorts of problems, whatever it may be, communication, lo que tú quieras, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when they get to marriage, you're like, you know what? We dated, we had our problems, but we pushed through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens a lot of times, that we actually really like someone, but our pride I guess you could call it pride. Our pride is like, or ourselves, we're just afraid because we're so used to like, I want everything here in my hands. I want all the love and attention.
Well, if you think about it like as like like animals, dude, when they look for like a mate, they're looking for the woman that it's like, that has the perfect things. Right?
Yeah.
Like let's say it's a cow. They're looking for a cow that is the fullest, that has the biggest udders, right? Because they're like the
okay, go.
Yeah, they're looking for a thick cow. But one that also has like a certain, to his attraction or to his thoughts, the best color.
Yeah.
Right? Like all these different things, because he's like, I'm gonna have to spread my seed and allow for great things to become from me. Right? Yeah. And like that's like how it is for naturaleza, just naturally, right? And human beings were the same way. I've had conversations with people where they're like, I want someone that's at least 6'2", because then the likelihood of my kids being taller are higher,
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, damn, like they're thinking about like, like they're thinking about breeding. Like if it was like a dog, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, I don't want that black dog, I want the white dog. Oh my god, that sounded bad. Like,
no, Jered, no, Jered.
No, but you know what I mean, right? Because they're like, I want this color of dog, or like, like I want this this characteristics in the dog, And it's like,
bro, no, it's just,
bro, don't cancel me, don't cancel me.
No, keep it going, keep moving.
No, but that's like, it's very naturally, it's like, they look for characteristics like that,
Yeah.
But we're human beings, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, the point of our lives is not like to survive and to have like the most strong seed out there. It's like the point of our lives is to be happy.
Yeah.
You know, to be like something, have a fulfilling life with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's like my take on it.
There is one that says, okay, here we're gonna go into another one, right?
Okay.
Oh my god, I had this thought, and no, fue el rollo. Anyways, okay. Someone said like this, straight up blunt, like this. This is directly what it says. Okay, Jered is my witness that I'm reading exactly what it says. Friendships don't exist, and if they do, it's for a short period of time. Change my mind.
Change my mind.
Something happened, because for you to say change my mind with that certainty,
yeah,
with that like confidence, that hurt.
That
hurt or something. I don't know.
Hey, and we're like, I personally have no idea who it is. Edgar probably knows who it is, but like, I don't know what's like up, you know. And we don't say it to like attack somebody.
Yeah.
But like, it's turning kind of like to an advice thing. But like, it's like, we don't.
No, I guess it'll be
kind of an advice thing, you know. But if you think that like, friendships are like, what do you expect from a friend? Like, do I expect you to like, when I'm sad, drive an hour away and hang out with me and eat pizza or something? Like, I don't expect you to do that. You have a life.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get what people expect from a friend. I don't get what they're expecting people to come and do. Like, you had a friend that told your secrets. Okay, you pick somebody that has bad qualities. Maybe a quality that you don't like.
That's one thing that I want to get into. Okay, about the whole friend thing. She was like, friends don't exist, right? Friends do exist.
Yeah, and friendships, everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, there's people that you know that you say, oh yeah, he's my friend.
Yeah.
But there's people that you know, you say, oh, for example, I'm using, oh, Jered, he's my friend. Like,
yeah,
you start naming qualities.
Yeah.
You kind of hype up the person.
Yeah.
And like, hey, it's my friend, right? And if something happens, I'm gonna like defend you, right?
Yeah.
But then people think that the first friend they get, it's like,
that's my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like for anything in life, right? For example, quick, just because we brought it up, the whole haircut thing. Okay? Or with anything in life, I don't know, so many things you could do. No one is born, unless you're a prodigy, but that's rare.
Yeah.
No one is born like knowing everything or having the perfect thing. You know? Mm-hmm. You have to build your way up by learning lessons. Right?
Yeah.
So how can you expect to have a good... Okay, this is the thing. How can you expect to know when you have a good friend when you've never had bad ones?
Exactly. Dude, that's a good one.
You know what I mean? Because if you keep picking bad friends, you obviously haven't learned your lesson. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's good not to have friends, but we're humans, bro. Like, we constantly desire the attention of someone, not in a romantic way, but just someone to say, hey man,
like socially, we're social
your day
creatures.
Or, you know, me personally, I'm very social.
Yeah.
Maybe the first 2-3 minutes I'm like, but I look, you know, I try to like fijarme and like, okay, this type of person, okay, but you got what I'm saying? You can never have a great friend if you've never had a bad one. You know, you can never learn if you don't make mistakes.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily a mistake like, oh, it's your fault. You had the bad friend. You chose the bad friend. No. That person aparentó algo. That person appeared to be something. And then they weren't. Mm-hmm. Which I'm not calling people out because I make mistakes. I'm sure like you make mistakes.
And then sometimes it's not even like the people are bad. You know what I mean?
People's standards are too high.
People's standards too high. But the thing is, I'm like, sometimes that's just the way some people are, you know? Mm-hmm. And you can't fault somebody. Hey, leave me alone. I have a cough. I had a tickle in my throat forever.
Okay, go.
But like some people, they're not bad, right?
No, yeah.
But they just think that's like, sometimes that's the way people are.
It's rare the person that's genuinely has, like you said, that's genuinely bad.
No, yeah. That's like, and I'm saying most people, you know, unless they're like total psychopaths and their purpose is to like make you bad or whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. Or like to enrage you or to do something wrong to you. Most of the time, people are trying to be good people. You're about to cough. No, but most of the time, people are trying to be good people, right?
Yeah.
And they make mistakes, and it's not necessarily because, like, let's say somebody like says something about you, right? Maybe it's just because it has truth to it, right? And you just didn't take it that way, or maybe they didn't know how to express to you that criticism that you probably needed or whatever it might be, you know. Yeah. Or they criticized you when they shouldn't have, and You know, maybe it's just like a mistake of an opinion, you know? And they, like, you have to understand people are, like, not perfect. That's what I'm trying to, like, that's the whole thing. Then there's this one thing that I heard, the tolerance, right? Being tolerant of people is understanding that people don't think the same way you do. You know what I mean? Like, me, I could be, like, the type where it's, like, there's people that color code their clothes or something, right? And there's other people that do it by, like, the type of shirt, like polo. I'll separate my polos, my t-shirts, my this. And there's other people that just throw everything in there, right? Mm-hmm. There's not a right or wrong way to do it. It's just whatever, like, works for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. But people think differently. That's, like, you have to understand that, you know?
And then someone said, we're not going to go one by one because I realized that we're never.
Some of them are kind of.
Because some of them are all, like, almost the same thing, just worded out differently. But in that one, let me see. In that one, good friendships are rare to find, and people conform to all these friends that don't care about them. See, now, the reason I said that one is because there's a difference in that one. Because of someone, you know, there's a difference of having a standards way too high and then blatantly having someone that doesn't care about you. Yeah. That's why I brought that one up right now, because there's a difference. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And a friend is not someone that you have to talk to 24/7. A friend is not someone that you know what I mean? You have to tell your whole life to. But a friend is someone that, hey, man. And it's not using them, because there's a difference between using somebody. But it's someone that can be like, hey, man, this is going on. Give me advice. But give me advice as a true friend, not what I want to hear, but what's best for me. Mm-hmm. Because people sometimes hear, oh, my gosh, this girl is my best friend. Because all she does is tell you what you want to hear. No, that girl is not your best friend or that guy. Your best friend is going to tell you, hey, bro, you're wrong. Hey, bro, no, that's not right. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or you could say, man, I think we should build this room this way, blah, 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 blah. Or no, if you put this beam here, the et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
The wirings and whatever it may be.
Et cetera. So I think that's one thing that you need to be able to tell the difference between someone who just not perfect, because no one's perfect, and someone who just blatantly just, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And let's see what else.
Okay, look, there's one here that I saw. You go, no, wait up, don't move. Relationships work if both of you love yourself first, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Bro, half of you guys that say like some of these depressing things. Now that one's not depressing. That one's like actually good. But half of you guys that said the depressing things don't love yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because it's like you're expecting somebody to come in here and fix all of your problems. You know what I mean? They expect somebody to come and like it's like if I came here and like I was depressed, right? Because you and me were talking a little bit, right? That we were like, you know, like it's kind of like when the whole quarantine situation, when you don't get to see your friends and stuff, it kind of sucks. And you get like, man, I want to see somebody. And then like we were able to see each other, right? We were able to fork things out to see each other. And if I came here and I was like, man, I'm still kind of sad. Like it didn't 100% go away. What the frick, Edgar? Why didn't you why didn't you heal me? Why didn't you fix me?
I would have knocked you out. I'm just kidding.
Why did you fix me? No, start crying.
No, but that's just like, why'd you come?
Yeah.
Like, if you get what I'm saying, if you're going to be like that, it's like, why did you, like, I remember one time, this is messed up, right? Maybe it's messed up. It's going to sound messed up. This one time we had this group, this kid came, and the whole time he was just like, and the rest of us, time of my life, dude. Yeah. Great. One kid. And so I was just like, bro, why are you here? Yeah. Genuinely, why are you here? Like, go home. And that might have been the worst thing to say at that time, because if he was already down, right? Yeah. But no, it's true. Why are you going to come if you're just going to ruin everyone else's time? Yeah. You got what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or it would have been different. It's because then this girl said, too, most problems come for a lack of misunderstanding or communication. If you would have came to the party and said, guys, look, I want to have fun. I want to enjoy myself. I've been having a rough time. And then we're going to be like, oh, everybody hype him up. Everybody help him out. Or everybody like, buy him something or get him a snack or whatever. You know what I mean?
You know, let's talk to him or whatever.
Literally, all you had to say was, hey guys, I'm feeling a little down, but I still want to hang out with you. I want to have a good time. I want to cheer up. Yeah. But if you're just there and why are you doing there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Are you really friends enough with someone to be able to not feel that you can tell them something? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you friends with someone if they're gonna judge you?
Mm-hmm.
Which, and then
That's a whole other thing into friendship dynamics.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. That I'm not trying to say like, oh, a real friend's gonna tell you the truth, but a real friend's not gonna judge you. You get what I'm saying? A real friend's gonna be like, oh my god, you stupid idiot. No, they're gonna be like, you know, dude, what you did wasn't right, but
be like, hey, dude, you're a stupid idiot. You know?
Yeah, you know,
they'll be like serious about it.
There's manners to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've talked to that with my parents before, and not that we have this problem. I'm just in general, right?
Yeah.
It's like whenever there's people in the world and they just like they say, hey man, you messed up on that. Do you mind doing that again? Like, oh yeah, bro. Like, well, no problem. Just tell me. As no, in Spanish I always say sin pena. You know. Fine.
Yeah.
But then if someone says, oh my god, you idiot, you're useless. Why are you here? You can't do anything right.
Mm-hmm.
And you're barely learning. Oh, I go back home.
Yeah, you're like, screw this.
Why am I here?
Exactly.
You know? It all depends on, and I really like that one about the communication and understanding. Literally, you know how many people have broken up, or friendships too, just because of something so small like that, like like communication or misunderstanding. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Y'all people need to like. I understand if you're antisocial, but y'all people need to like.
No, and it's things like I was telling you, like, it's understanding, right? That people are different or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's understanding that people are different or whatever it is. You know?
That's okay. Guys, my mom made an appearance. She didn't see her bill. Anyways.
Okay. But it's understanding that people are different and they think differently. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. She's going to come back through.
We'll just wait. It's okay. Just let it keep recording. We'll just wait.
No, let's keep talking.
Okay.
I mean,
but
either way, she's just probably going to, I don't know, she'll kiss me on the cheek or something. I don't know. Okay.
Okay, go next one.
There is no such thing as a best friend. You're wrong.
And then about
maybe not best friend, but there is such thing as a real friend. There is.
Yeah.
There
or
is.
like, you know, friends that you value more, because there's like people that like you're friends with or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like, or you know, maybe sometimes the best word is to use acquaintance.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, you know them and you communicate well with them, and you enjoy their time with them. But
bye. Give me a kiss. Oh my gosh, my mom doesn't love me, guys. Okay. Anyways, what are you saying? That there's acquaintances?
Oh yeah, there's like cause like, man, people like put like they think friend means like, this is my, you know, emotional slave. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
It's like,
yeah,
they're like my social slave. Like they're gonna be the person that does all this for me and that helps me and that talks to me and that whenever the heck I want. Oh my god, you didn't text me back after 4 hours. And it's like, bro, you texted me at 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, why do you expect me to talk to you? Like, why do you expect me to talk to you from 12 to about 8? Like,
yeah.
Like, what are you talking about, bro?
Mm-hmm. And then there's another one. It says, there's no point in having friends if they're never there for you, but to use you. We already been over that. You gotta learn how to pick your friendships.
Yeah, bro, and stop being depressed.
Yeah. It says, this is another one. If you've communicated what is bothering you and they still do it, leave. That toxicness. And that's a little depressing, but it's not. Because she ended it with leave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you have to be willing to recognize that sometimes there's positions that are not going to magically happen. You know what I mean? If you, for example, you have a bad friend, you know, God's just not going to be like, let me lift you up. Here, new friend.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
There's things that no one in your life is going to be able to fix except for you.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with friendships. If you've communicated, like she said, and they're still doing it, then just leave. You know what I mean? But then there's people, oh my God, speaking about that, I just like this like little, what do you call the word? Epiphany.
Yeah.
An epiphany happened. If you complain about your boyfriend or your girlfriend, I'm looking directly at the camera because this has sad me up to here. If you complain about your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your friend or your bestie or whatever you want to call them, and you're still talking to them and you're still telling them you love them and you're still this and this and that, I really don't care about you.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, bro. It just had to come out. It had to come out, dude.
Bro,
Because it's like you like that life. Like in Spanish, le gusta la mala vida. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh my God, he's like this. Oh my God, he's controlling. Oh my God. And you're still there?
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like,
it makes no sense.
I don't.
No, yeah. But it's just like people, they like having, it's because sometimes.
Okay, I take that back. I do care about you, but just, I like you a little less. Okay, go.
Yeah. Just because sometimes people have problems, dude. Or they have like, how can I say it? Like, their life is like, they find joy in those things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, like they like la mala vida or whatever, you know? It's because they have nothing else. They've given up on themselves. They've given up on trying to find like actual things that are beneficial to them.
Yeah.
And they just say, oh, well, now I'm going to occupy my life trying to fix this horrible things I know will never be fixed.
Yeah.
You know? It's like kind of like self-damaging, I think. Because if you just allow these things to happen, you know what I mean? It's like, you're doing it on yourself.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that. He says, another one says, friendships are only temporary, even if you guys have known each other for 10 years. That's a cap. That's a cap. I look directly at the camera. That's a cap. Give me my cap. That's a cap. This is what that is, okay? No, for real. Here, let me throw this up there. No, that is. There's a Facebook post, which, you know, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes Facebook parents post some cringy stuff, man. Okay? But
bro, we should do a thing where we look at Facebook posts.
But in that one, it says, it's like a picture of a guy, his wife, and a car. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty popular picture. I'm pretty sure you might have seen it. If not, other people, I'm sure. And it says, what's this called? It says, things last when you take care of them. And that's a picture of when they're like recién casados, barely married, brand new car, you know? High life. Time passes. There's a picture, a very recent picture. Old man, you know, the same guy, just, you know, maybe 50 years. But I mean, I'm telling you, he's on the verge of death.
Yeah.
But he's still there, you know, fighting. And his girl's there with him too. The old lady now. And so is the car. And like, you know, peak condition. And you know how much time has passed? How many things have happened in the relationship in those years? How many things could have happened to the car? You know, a messed up transmission, a pop tire, a bad, you know, steering system, etc. So many things. Forget the automotive part, the interior. If the seats are leather, with sweat, with time, they crack.
And then if it's like an old car.
Yeah. That much more care you have to have towards it. Because now cars are built to be more durable, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And at that time, I guess, you know, they were, but at the time...
and then imagine how much you have to do. Like, a thing breaks in there that's made for that car of that year. Now you have to go looking all over the place for that.
Exactly.
Place.
Something breaks, search 1957, lo que tú quieras, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever the car was. And he still has it. And he still has the girl. And I'm telling you, bro, in that second picture, there was, you know, smile from ear to ear. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think friendships do last past high school or 10 years. That's all up to you guys.
The right ones.
It's all up to the two people who can form their relationship.
Yes.
I think that's what it is, man. We're just giving these some good advice, man.
Dude.
If people don't last after us, then they're done.
Dude. Bro, imagine in a year we hate each other.
Nah, chill out, bro. Chill out, bro.
Nah.
Okay.
I wouldn't hate Edgar.
No, me neither. It says, okay, here we go. There's
another depressing one?
Yeah, let's get our depressing thing. Relationships. Okay, guys, before you guys are like, wow, these guys swear they've never been depressed, or these guys, we have, but it comes to the point where you realize that you get nothing out of being depressed.
Okay, look, before you keep going, like, I'm going to tell you straight up, like, a year ago, dude, I was, like, horrible place, right? I would be, like, there'd be times, dude, where I'm saying this not, like, to, like, for you guys, people to feel bad for me or something, you know? But, like, to show, like, how much I've grown, and, like, it's about how you think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's about how you think, you know? We're going on that thing, but, you know, like, the other topic, it's a little off. But, like, there would be times, dude, where I'd go, like, a week where I don't shower, right? And, like, to tell you, like, I know you're looking at me like that, but look, you know what kind of mindset you have to be in to not care about how you smell?
Yeah.
to not care about how you look.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like you don't do anything to take care of yourself. You sit in your room for like hours a day. You know, that's what I was doing like a year ago, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it'd go like 1-2 weeks without a shower.
Mm-hmm.
And I like wouldn't care at all.
It's just like the lack of self-care.
Lack of self-care.
Yeah.
That was like one manifestation of it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Other people, it's finding somebody that is horrible for them, but that gives them something else like stupid to think about,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's like, and I'm saying this again because like I'm trying to say, right? I've been through things like that, right? I've never been suicidal or anything, right? And like we know this month is Suicide Prevention Month.
Yeah, I think
and
that's
we're not
why,
crapping on anybody.
That's why I chose this topic, because I feel like it's
important.
not exact fit, but it
kind of goes
Yeah.
with it because a lot of times your relationships are based upon your own feelings, right?
and the
Because
choices you make.
the choices you make. Because if you're in a bad space yourself, how are you going to be able to provide anything for somebody else, you know, or
Mhm.
to give love to somebody else, or to receive love from somebody else? Because you could be like in a bad space, and like no matter what people tell you, you're not going to listen to it. You're not going to
Yeah.
care. You're not going to do anything for it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not saying this to crap on anybody, right, that listens to this, or to bag on them, you know, but it's like honest truth. It's brutal truth. If you're depressed and you're like sad, you know, those are real
Yeah.
things. I know people that have tried to, you know, kill themselves, you
Yeah.
know, and I'm saying this like with all honesty.
No, same.
And then when I've talked to them, they said, you know, I had to make a decision and suck it up, you know,
Yeah.
like they say it in different words sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But basically what they did was like, I had to realize that this is a situation, I have to overcome it.
Like you just come to realization of things.
Yeah.
And that's to keep going on what he was saying too. I think everyone, whether you have the guts to admit it, that's the difference between. Let's like remember we were talking about that in the car on the way to breakfast.
Yeah.
That some people they only want to show people what they want people to see, and they want to see people. Oh, I'm this like big strong person, and I'm good, and I don't need nobody. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Deep down, everybody needs somebody. Or everybody needs some sort of love and affection. Whether they don't want to admit it, they do, or whatever, right? But I think everyone has hit that one low point in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends on you if you want to like, obviously, take your life or, keep going along with it. And I think everyone has hit that point. And me personally, I don't think I recall like this exact moment where, just like, oh, I remember this day and I was fed up, right? There's been a couple moments where it's just like, oh man, but it comes to a point where you realize that every day, like we were talking about, every day you get closer to death. And every day is a day that goes by that you wasted, right? And there's nothing wrong. Like we were talking about this. Oh my God. There's nothing wrong with having relaxed days, chill days.
Yeah.
But like we were talking about, sometimes those days pass and you're like, dang, man.
I wasted a day
and I can't get that day back. And it's something so insignificant to some people, but time passes and you're like, I could have had this done if that one day 2 weeks ago, that one day 3 weeks ago, I would have finished.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we're not getting off topic because we're talking about how some of these quotes, how some of these, are kind of sad.
Yeah.
And this guy says, relationships aren't worth it. I thought they were, but it wasn't. Same thing, just a bad choice.
Yeah.
It's
one bad
This
experience.
is cliche, Jered, and I'm going to cringe myself saying it right now. But I saw this thing. Oh, God. Facebook parents again. It's like, you got to turn, it says, you got to turn, as two sayings. You got to turn a lesson into a blessing. And if it ain't a lesson, it's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it ain't a blessing, it's a lesson. There you go.
Okay.
So if it's not a blessing, it's a lesson. At all points in life, you have room to grow. So like I'm saying, I'm not going to pull out the cap again. That's a cap. Okay. That's a cap. Relationships are worth it, man. Sometimes, you know what's happened? I heard a story, right? And it's true. I know it's true.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to mention names because that's like a lack of discretion. But what's it called?
It'd be funner if you did.
Chill out, bro. It's a sad story, Jered. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Oh
Keep
God.
going.
That's good. Okay, this is really sad. You're gonna feel bad once I say this. You're gonna feel bad you said that. No, long story short. Blah 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 blah. dad and son got in a huge argument, blah, 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 right? They go to sleep, mad at each other. Next morning, dad wakes up dead. And I remember I got told that story. And I know I said it like it wasn't something serious. Sorry, I was just trying to rush it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I heard that story, and I was like, wow, dude, how many times have I gone to sleep mad at somebody?
Yeah.
And especially someone that I care about, you get what I mean? And I'm just like, that's why when something happens, dude, I know it sounds like super cringy or whatever, but I'm those type of people that I'm like, dude, I don't care if you're mad at me, you're going to se te va a pasar, or I don't care if I'm mad at you, later I know I'll get over it, but I'm not going to go to sleep like that, bro. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I'm sorry, you know, it's just like, it's lack of communication, whatever, but I mean, I'm not going to lie, I don't always do that, because sometimes my pride beats me. We're humans.
Yeah.
That's the blunt truth.
Mm-hmm.
But it's better, I think, if we start trying to get that. If I should start to try to get that habit, if we should start trying to get that habit, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, dude, how do you think that kid's gonna take that with him to the grave? I mean, every time he sees his dad's grave, what's the last thing he told him? I hate you.
And like, about what? You know? It's like, no, I'm not asking you, but I'm saying like, it could be like petty. The stupidest thing.
Yeah, exactly. It was something petty.
You know, it could be like, oh, you didn't take out the trash. Well, screw you. You know?
Yeah, oh, I'm tired and I hate you. Good night. Leave me alone. And slam the door. What was the last thing the dad heard? I hate you.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably went to sleep thinking, man, maybe if I would have just not said it that way, or you know, hopefully he'll get over it tomorrow. But it wasn't a tomorrow. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah. So,
anyways, that's not going off topic either, because I know these people are like, man, they say relationship and friendship, but it is.
Yeah.
Because you know, friendships are worth it. You just gotta know which ones are worth fighting for.
Edgar said that, and he's like, "Damn, Jered's gonna put a quote up on that Instagram post.
Put a crown on my head. Just kidding. Put an Einstein picture behind me. No, just kidding. No, but for real, honestly, yeah,
that's true,
it's like, yeah. Well, know which ones are worth fighting for. They are worth it, and you need to be more positive.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need help with positivity, you can text either of us.
Yes.
We won't expose you. We won't say your name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A friend who cares about this one makes me laugh. No, I shouldn't say that, because someone actually poured their heart out, but okay. A friendship who cares for you calls you at 1 a.m. If you like to do that, I guess.
Yeah. I think I get the point of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Friendship. Don't give up the ones you love. No. 50-50.
What does it mean though? I'm confused.
Don't give up on the ones you love. Oh man, I love you. Doesn't matter if you love. It does matter if you love them, but it doesn't, because if they treat, like that girl said, if you tell them, hey, I love you, and they still do something that you don't like, it's better to walk away. You know what I mean? Even if you love them. So
no, because too many times it's like, you know, people, they're like,
they use that as a reason that they have to stay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, but I love him.
Mm-hmm.
So. Well,
or they're scared. People are scared of change. You know, and they're like, what am I gonna do after this? Mm-hmm. Who's gonna be there for me after this? Right now, even though they're horrible at this thing, you know, they're the person I turn to.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's somebody bad, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say somebody's abusing, like you see it with women a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody's abusing them, right? Like beating them up, right? Like they're going Chris Brown on them, right? And like they're doing all this, but they stay with them. Why? Because they're like, where am I gonna live? How am I gonna eat? You know, who's gonna take me in after everything?
Yeah, who else is gonna take me as I am?
Yeah, who's gonna take me as I am?
And that goes with the next one, because the same guy put these two, the friendship one. I'm 50-50 with the friendship one. I'm not saying you don't think good. I'm just saying the relationship one, I like it. I like what you said. I like it. No, for real. I like it but he says, if she doesn't accept you at your worst, then she isn't the one for you. And we're not talking just I feel like I would use that more in a past context. Like if she didn't accept you and know your past, your worst, then she just shouldn't deserve. Because there's been so many times, me personally, right? Oh my God, I don't normally put my business out like this. I'm going out on a limb here. I swear if y'all don't watch this video, I'm just kidding. No. Like me before, etc., right? I mean, for other people that are watching and they don't form the same part of the beliefs that we do, they're just like, it's whatever, dude. But there was a point where I just didn't care about church, right?
Yeah.
And
And church for you is something very important.
Now,
right?
yes.
Yes.
But at a point, it was just like, dude, like, I was like 15. Yeah, I was freshman. Thought I was hot stuff. Oh, I thought I was the coolest, man. And you know.
Yeah.
And then, thankfully, I kind of changed, chilled out, stopped talking to so many people, and got my circle smaller, matured a bit. I don't think I'm mature, but I think I've made progress. And I think that's the most important thing. But, and there's been so many people that are like, wow, Edgar, you're this, you're that, you're that. And I'm like, well, you met like the okay me, but you never met the bad me. And and then, we were talking about that. And you were like, bro, I never pictured you like that, when I was telling you. And I was like, yeah. And then, but there's been people, dude, that I tell them that, and they're just like,
dang.
Yeah. And I'm just like, dang, savage, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my feelings were like, God dang, But then I'm just like, dang, that's true. You know what I mean?
I mean,
because if they really, I mean, I'm not saying they have to be my friend, but I'm saying they should have been like, damn, bro, that's good. You changed.
Yeah.
Right? But they're just like, ooh, bye. You know what I mean? And same thing with you. Like you told me, your past about how like there was a certain point that,
yeah,
the church wasn't,
like it's something I valued.
But like, you know what I mean? So no, I do believe that because I've told few people. Well, no, hey guys, everyone knows. Oh God. Anyways, I've told few people. And most of the time, thankfully, people say, man, that's good. I'm proud of you, right?
Yeah.
But there is those few couple that are just like, they just look at me like I'm the most disgusting thing ever. And that gets to you, you know what I mean? Yeah. But then I got to the point where like, dude, that's my past, Mm-hmm. If I could go back and change it, I wouldn't. You thought I was going to say I would, huh?
I did.
You thought. No, I wouldn't. Because if that would have never happened, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
So that's the thing. Yeah, man. If she doesn't accept you for your past, and instead of downing you, she should be proud of you. Mm-hmm. Because that's who you are, the person you are today.
Yeah, and if somebody's like you said, it's not kind of like, I don't agree with that part. He says like, if they don't accept you at your worst, then they aren't for you, right? Yeah. Because like, some people, the way they say certain things, it's like the worst is like, punching your wife in the face. It's like, that's not right, That like goes from worse to like, you're just messed up now from this point on in your life to forward. You're you're a horrible person. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not funny, Edgar.
I'm sorry. It just you caught me off guard.
No, but you get what I'm saying, right?
No, but
and it's like what you were saying. If they don't accept, I think the better word is to put your past. They don't accept your past and who you are today, who you are changing, because no one is the same, dude. My dad 5 years ago is not the same person he is today.
No, yeah, everyone changes day by day.
My dad's like 60.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody changes.
No, and that's I was gonna say the same thing about the wording, that they should have said past, because if you had your past and you're still doing wrong, you're still doing bad, like you still haven't progressed from that point. And I'm not saying you got to be perfect, but there should be some improvement. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially if you really love that person, I'm gonna give you my best, but you should know that I was worse in the past. Yeah. But now,
I've improved. Yeah. And I'm trying to continue.
But if you're like, oh my God, then my past was so bad, and then let's say whatever, right? Oh, I had an abusive dad. I didn't. Okay? I didn't. Before everyone's like, oh, damn. No, I didn't. But it's just an example.
Yeah.
Let's say, I had an abusive dad, or my dad was a drinker. And they're like, oh, man, you have your own kids? And you do the same thing? You drink, you drink. I said you drink them. You're like, you can drink your kids. No, you drink and you beat them up, or you treat badly your wife. Then it's like, what was the whole point of your past? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you literally you're repeating the cycle, Mm-hmm. And yeah, I don't know. No, but yeah, a girl should be able to accept you at your worst in the past, your past worst, and be able to be proud of you and say, I'm proud of you for the place that you're becoming, Mm-hmm. And I guess we're gonna finish on that. And we're going to hop into the life lessons and everything. But to finish with that, I mean, I'm going to say my finishing thing. You can say yours too. But I think the most important thing is communicating, saying how you feel, learning, trying to be better day by day, taking every day as a chance to grow better, not just with the girl, just, with guy friends in general too. And yeah, it's a process. Mm-hmm. You don't stop learning until you're just in the caja, in the tomb, just 6 feet under.
Mm-hmm.
That's the day you stop learning.
Yeah.
Every day, every day, every day, every day, every day.
See what you were saying, like, continue. It's like, I think that the thing is, it's like, people need to also understand, right? When you're doing relationships with people, just like with anybody,
Mhm.
right? You have to understand people think differently. People are different. People are not perfect, right? But it's looking for somebody that's gonna make you happy, right? Not just like in a relationship, but if you're friends, right? Somebody's gonna bring value to your life in a way that is, in a way, and it doesn't have to be a large way, Like somebody, if you have
Something
somebody,
little, yeah.
even if it's somebody little, you know what I mean? Like like let's say you have a good relationship with the local grocery store person, you know what I mean? It sounds insignificant, but now even when you go to the grocery store, you're happier
Yeah.
because you see that guy that works there all the time, and you're happy to see him.
Yeah.
Like, and that's for anything in life. It's like you have to understand people. Like you have to be willing to take people out of your life that are not there to progress your life and to be a benefit to you. But then you also have to be willing to accept the errors of people that do bring you joy, but they are a human being that has errors.
Yeah, I get that.
Yours was a little nicer sounding, but like mine
Yours
is like
blunt.
kind of like
but it's
like the other part of it.
yeah.
It's like you have to take. It's complex,
Yeah.
And then I think just like you're like 17, right? I'm 22. Like we're not that old, but everyone in their life has learned. They've come to experience many things, and you're gonna continue learning or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if people put themselves in a mental in already blocking things in their head, right? Like they can never get out of the, like, they have to look this way, or they have to be this way, or they have to accept this or do this, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're never gonna progress.
No, yeah, that's facts. That's the finishing on the relationships and friendship.
You're welcome for all you emotionally challenged people.
And all you depressed people, stop being depressed.
Yes.
Please, you'll make the world a better place if you're more positive.
It's kind of like, like just saying stop being depressed is kind of like, like.
You're gonna be like, whoa, I should have thought of that.
Man, to think I was sad.
I know.
I was over here frowning in the corner. No, I just put a smile on.
Or it's like, stop being sad. And you're like, oh my gosh, I should have thought of that. Okay, part 2. Life lessons and experience. This one says, you grow by going through rough paths. Start. You go.
Okay, so the thing, like you said,
I'm gonna check if someone else put something else.
Okay, you grow by going through rough paths, right? That's something that's obviously very true. And if anyone thinks that, like, look, not to bring it into like too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know somebody that said, there's a person, right? And just for this situation, I'm not gonna say who. But he said, if you're not suffering in life, then God has forgotten about you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like for those that aren't spiritual, you guys know what I mean, right? Atheist people or whoever you are,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you're not going through anything in life, then like you should be worried, man. Like what is it that you feel like is like that you're progressing towards? Like one thing that I saw that's kind of like about more related to money, right? This guy was saying it's easy, very easy, to get a crappy job and to get paid by the hour, right? Because that's something that requires not a lot of difficulty, right? You just have to go, show up, and do your thing.
Yeah.
Right? Now, that's to get a paying job, right? If you want to grow a business, you want to get away where you're the one making the money and you're the one providing jobs to other people, then that's going to be a whole lot harder because now it's not like handed to you on a plate, You don't have to just show up. You have to put money in. You have to show up. You have to work. And then people have to like it. People have to accept it. And if people don't, well, they don't. That's just the sad truth of it.
Yeah.
You're screwed. You're not like, and that's just a sad fact of it.
Yeah.
So the thing that I say is like, those rough patches that you go through, they are the things that strengthen you, that make you better. Because if you just have an easy life, man, you know how many like rich kids, they end up poor or depressed because they had everything handed to them.
Yeah, I never had to work for it.
They never had to work for it. And there's like legit, like, I feel bad for those people, And you're like, oh, screw those guys. They had millions of dollars and they ruined it. They threw it away. I'm like, bro, think about that. They had millions of dollars and they ruined it. Imagine how they feel.
Yeah, but it was sometimes that it was more of they needed a guidance.
That's exactly.
The parents try to be like, oh man, I love you. Here's a car. Here's this. And then the kid's like, I got a sick car, but like, what do I do with my life?
Yeah. Like I'll say for me, like when I was living on my own, well, I wasn't living on my own, but I was living with my tia.
Yeah.
I wasn't with my family, and I had to get a job, had to go to school full
Mhm.
time, had to work like a little more part time, right? Casi full time. All these things I had to do. I'll be honest, like when I first started doing it, I was overwhelmed. I felt casi overwhelmed, like this isn't right,
Yeah.
But I had to go through it to be able to do what I needed to do, to be able to go to school, to be able to do whatever. I had to be able to understand I'm gonna have to suffer a little bit of my time or whatever to be able to do what I want to do, to be able to do, have to be, like I just have to go through it.
Yeah.
It's in that moment when you're going through
it's
it.
like it's necessary, like a process.
It's necessary, even if it's like a year of your life,
Mhm.
or a couple years of your life, it feels like forever, right? We were just talking about that too,
Yeah.
remember? That it feels like the crappy thing that you're going through, it feels like it's forever, that it's never ending. But once you get past that and the good stuff starts happening,
You almost forget about it.
you almost forget about it. Or the good stuff that comes up
Yeah.
makes up for all of that.
Mhm.
You could have 4 years of horrible life, right? But then the next 50, no, hombre, you're gonna be like, those 4 years don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
They don't mean
They're
anything.
like insignificant.
Insignificant. They look like a bloop on your timeline.
And then another one says, "You are nothing without God." Like we said, if you don't believe, then that's fine. No problem. We have no hate against you, nothing. Like, we enjoy you watching.
But what could God be for other people? You know what I mean? It's like having like something, like a purpose for what you're doing.
And that's what I was gonna say. See, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, right? So every day, people have purposes in their life. Like for example, let's use one. Okay, like George Washington, founding fathers. Their purpose was new country. Abraham Lincoln. Well, I did some research and supposedly he wasn't the original guy with the idea to free slaves. It was the general, but we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But let's just say Abraham Lincoln was the one who wanted to free the slaves, and that was like, it's like your life, your picture comes up. Well, why is your picture up there? The free slaves. Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson's picture. Oh, what's his picture up there for? First black MLB player. It's like, a lot of things. But it's like when you leave, what's the point of your picture? You get what I'm saying?
What's the legacy?
What are you leaving behind? And that's what I was gonna say. For people who don't believe in God or don't think that that's the ultimate goal, right? Even if you don't, and I think that's something that you can share with anyone that believes in something or doesn't believe in something. At the end of the day, we're all gonna die.
Yep.
Okay, that's religious, non-religious. We're all gonna die. It's like the most sure thing, right? But it's like, what are you gonna leave behind? Like, what are people gonna remember you for?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's sad sometimes that people leave and they're like, oh man, freaking, he was mean. No one liked him. Thank God. Like, they even say like, thankfully he's gone.
Yeah.
Right? That's bad. But it's like, everyone, whether you're religious or not, you have a purpose in your life that you want to achieve, whether it be big or small. Because there's some people that their purposes in life, it's not to be a billionaire. It's like to do work for some, like, something that other people don't even know exists.
Yeah.
But it's so important to that person for a certain reason. You get what I'm saying? And you might not even ever hear their name, but for the for the few people that do hear their name, to them that's like.
Like I know in my town, dude. Let me tell you, it was like this. It sounds dumb. You might laugh at it, but there was a guy that worked as a crosswalk, right?
Uh-huh.
Like he would walk kids across the school. This guy, he'd be like, and anybody from Santa Maria probably knows this guy. He was a crosswalk. He was like 70 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he would always be like, "Pásale, pásale, pásale." He would say like that, and all the kids would laugh. And every time when he was like, "Can we pásale?" All the white kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, "Can we pásale?"
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "No, not yet, not yet." And then he stops him, "Pásale!" And everybody yelling it, right?
Yeah.
He was like, make the kids day.
Yeah.
Because they were just like, this is fun, Like,
but that was his joy. Like, it was his purpose, though.
And then, dude, and the school every year after that, they would make like a day for him.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a day where all the kids came and they would say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, thank you. This makes me happy to be able to do something so small, right? And to bring the kids happiness. And we'd bring him toys, we'd bring him food. They'd give him money, like big bonus. Like people would come and be like, "Here you go, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You're amazing." Right? He died and he's on the newspapers. He's like, the crosswalk man passes, but here's all the people that remembered him, right? And they put a bunch of people like quotes from them.
Yeah.
Right? I remember I would go to that school. He would walk me across school.
Mm-hmm.
But like, look how insignificant that is, right?
No,
But that
like
man-
I didn't know until you told me. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, like it seems like, you know, what importance would a crosswalk man have? But the whole town knew him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe not the whole town's gonna know you, right? But let's say even if it's just your family, right, or like a handful of people, and say, this person was this. I remember him for that.
Yeah.
Right.
And now for people who like, you know, they do believe God and everything.
Yeah.
That's acceptable. I like this. I like this. You know, the quote thing, whatever you want to call it. Idea of personal opinion. I don't know what you want to call it.
That you're nothing
But-
without God.
Good.
Without purpose, maybe others might want to take it that way.
If you're not religious, without purpose, but either way, it works. It works both ways. All right, here goes someone. They say, "Have fun in your teenage years. Don't be tied down in a relationship. They're overrated."
Mm-hmm.
This me da hueva reading it. No. Okay. Have fun in your teenage years. Yes. Do it. But don't see, like, you looked at me like if I was saying, bro, you know, go do something bad.
Bro, I'm
You
gonna
know,
make that a meme.
No,
That's so
listen.
funny.
Listen. No, listen. Okay. Have fun in your teenage years. I mean, this is my opinion, you know, and
Yeah.
that's what podcasts are, right? They're opinionated
Yeah,
shows.
it's like,
They're opinionated shows. But this is my opinion. So me personally, I was never a drinker or a smoker. I never have, and I hope I don't. I don't see the purpose, right? But if your friends say, "Hey man, let's go out. Let's go get some food. Let's go grub, whatever you want to say," right?
mm-hmm.
Say yeah. You know, obviously first with your parents' permission, but man, enjoy those times because you don't know how many people get older and they're just like, and it's not necessarily like, man, I wish I would have partied, or man, I wish I would have done certain things with girls, or I wish, like, no, it's just like, man, I wish I would have, you know, enjoyed a little more, you know, relax a little more. And
Or I wish I would have said yes to
Yeah,
going out
yeah,
this
yeah,
one
yeah.
time.
and like it's something small, like, oh, let's go bowling, let's go karts, laser tag, look to get us, or whatever, right? But then it's like, this is the one thing I'm gonna get at real quick before we get into the relationship part, right? We kind of already did, but just a quick summary of it.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that people confuse is having fun, enjoying, and being irresponsible.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a humongous difference. There is a humongous difference. You know, oh, I'm going to have fun, drink, you, my friends. But when they start saying, hey, man, let's smoke or let's drink, that's up to you to make the choice. Like, hey, man, no, you know, I got to go. Or if you do decide to do it, let somebody not do it. So, because someone has to drive home. You get what I'm saying? So either way, if you do or not, I'm not judging you. I personally don't. And then, no. So, but you get what I'm saying? Just don't confuse enjoying your youth with ruining your life or being irresponsible.
I think that's a good way to say it, because
Yeah.
a lot of people think enjoying is like doing something crazy,
Yeah.
right? It's like, maybe like, 'cause some people might be like, okay, I'm going to enjoy my life, right? I'm going to get pissed drunk and jump off a cliff into the lake, right? It's like, how about let's like take off some things, right?
How about let's
Let's
take
go
off
off-
some things?
Yeah, like let's like then maybe not get pissed drunk.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Maybe let's just like
you know, because then you're gonna be impaired of your judgment, and maybe when you
Yeah.
get in the water, you're gonna be a little confused where you are, and you
Yeah.
drown. You know, or you're like, okay, let's not jump off that stupid big cliff, because if I don't dive perfectly like an Olympic diver, I'm gonna turn into a pancake.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're like, okay, let's go to this one that's like 20 feet.
And the fun life is over.
And then, and then the fun life's over. Exactly. You know what I mean? I think that's a good way to see the way you said it, you know? Because I couldn't verbally put it, but
Yeah.
it's like they just want to do stupid things.
Because there's some people that, man, they're like in the streets broke. I'm like, how are you here? Oh, well, all the money I had, I used it on drinking and
Mhm.
smoking, and I didn't pay my bills, and I was irresponsible, and look at me now. No?
Mhm.
Don't do that, guys.
No, no,
I mean,
no.
do as you please, but it's our advice as people. We can't really say like, hey, man, I care about you, because we don't technically know who's watching. But as an advice and care for everyone.
For humanity, like people in general,
yeah.
like we're like I'm telling like this is advice we'd give to our best friend.
Yeah.
Or we give to the random guy in the street that's like we see like it's like what do I do?
Yeah.
Like a random guy came and told me his problems. I'd be like, dude, you need to figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
you need to do this. Talk to him for a couple of minutes.
Because you know what I was thinking right now? You know what pops into my head right now? And this might be a little deep, right? But I highly doubt it. I really highly doubt it. But there could be one kid that watches this and be like, dang, we need to hear that.
Yeah.
Or like, dang, like, what if they don't have a father figure? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And it's just like, oh, you know? Not that we're like, and we're not trying to say we know everything, but it's from our views. Like, that's what a podcast is. There's other people that might say, bro, enjoy your life, smoke, drink, have the greatest time ever. That's not this podcast.
Dude, and there could be a hobo tomorrow that says something to me. Like, let's say I like, he was there and like, I said something mean to him or something happened, right? And then he's like, hey, you need to have respect for people, right?
Right.
What if that's the thing, like, it clicks in my brain?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Who is he to tell me something like that, right? He's a hobo,
yeah,
right?
You wouldn't, yeah.
But if it's something that I've been thinking about, man, I don't respect people, you know?
Yeah.
It's gonna, like, that's the same thing we're doing, you know?
No,
it's
yeah,
like
I get you.
People that, like, maybe they're, like, you know, for some reason you're listening to this, it's something that might help you, you know?
No, yeah.
Something that, like, and I've had people, you know, and I don't say this to hype us up or whatever. The other podcast we did, I had a handful of people, dude. They told me, they're like, dude, what you guys said here, and honestly, like, brought my mood up. Other people, like, it helped me out through this situation.
Yeah. Had a couple too, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, like, we don't, and this, like, I told you guys,
but
like,
that one person matters though.
That one
person is just like, literally that one person just made me feel like $1 million.
Yeah, dude, exactly. And you know, like we're saying, and it's kind of like talking more like about this, you know, like I was saying, like the podcast has always been like, because you've heard the other episodes, right? Where it's like me and my brother and we're just being funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, you know, like, and like, obviously we're like having fun, we're laughing and everything, you know, but I mean, like, as anybody, we like to laugh and whatever, but we also want to help people, you know?
No,
and like, if it helps you, like, good for you, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
don't think we're serious all the time, because trust me, bro, if we go eat right now, we're going to be laughing so hard.
Dude, and we're going to be making very inappropriate jokes. Like, remember what we were talking about, hold up, I'm going to mute it.
Oh my God, chill out, bro. It's not
okay.
It's not inappropriate, but it's just like, you know, we love to laugh too. I love to laugh, but it's just like right now, it's, you know, there's time for everything.
There's time for everything. Perfectly said.
Then she says, don't be tied down in a relationship. They're overrated. They're not.
Yeah. No.
We already went over this. They're not.
Yeah.
It's just.
And if it feels like, you know, you're tied down, then maybe it's like, you
exactly.
need to leave that.
Yes. High five. No, bro, if you feel tied down, that's not a good relationship. You shouldn't feel tied down in a relationship. You and your partner should be able to know, this is your space, this is my space. Because, like, if you literally, like, oh, shoot. I thought the door opened. If you don't. Give me a second. It's coming. Okay. If you don't know what it's called, oh, we're recording a podcast. But no, what was I saying? Oh, about you don't give your space.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys 109.39. Okay.
Okay, that helps.
If you guys don't give each other your space, then that's not healthy. And by space, I don't mean like, oh, don't talk to each other for like a year.
Yeah.
And be together. No, it's like, you know, you know what I mean? Like that's
dude,
just conscience. Like, you should know. If you really like that person, you should know like their qualities, what they like, what they don't like, and etc.
Dude, like if somebody's like let's say even if you're married, right? I'm not married, but I would think this, right? Like, let's say there's somebody's in a bad mood, right?
Did you say, let's think I'm married?
Let's say I said, let's think I'm married. Right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Let's say let's think I'm married, right? Yeah. I would imagine like I would think this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
My wife or whatever person, right? They come home and they're like annoyed.
Whatever person.
Yeah, but they come home, right? Or a significant other, whatever. I don't know. I'm just trying to make people understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They come home and they're visibly annoyed. And they're like, "Hey, I just need to I'm just gonna watch TV. Like, I need some time for myself, whatever."
Yeah.
You know, or I see that they're there, and they're like, I'm telling you, hey, you want to help me with this? Like, I just want to do this, dude. You know, you know, or like sometimes they're like, they don't have to say this, but like something like that, right?
You gotta,
and
that's
you're
gotta
like,
click.
You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna give him space, you
Yeah.
know, and you'd be like, hey, and you could maybe even like, maybe you just do it like that, or you just say, hey, you need me? Let me know. If not, I'm, do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's like the other thing we're saying. A lot of problems are from misunderstanding.
Yeah. No, I get you. I agree. Then someone else said, we're just gonna get this one out the way because it has the same thing. It says, F a relationship and live life. That's an opinionated.
If that's like the thing that you think you need to do to be happy, dude,
I guess do it, but
do it, man.
that's not my. I'm not saying, oh man, I want to be with somebody, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean?
Like, I think they had, like, most likely, dude, this person, I have no idea
Was
who it is.
really invested in a long something.
They were really invested in something and it didn't turn out the way they thought.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, that makes you happy for now.
Go
you
for
know,
it.
It's probably for now. That's probably what they're thinking, dude, for now. Because I'll tell you, I've had these thoughts, and I still have these thoughts, kind of, where I'm like, no, thank you.
I'm good.
Because I'm not at that point in my life,
Yeah.
But it's like, like, don't discredit something like that completely. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I get you.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone says, okay, these two can be put together as well.
Mm-hmm.
It says, don't wait on people to do things you really want to do. And then the second one says, I like this. Nice phrase. I like this. It says, el que en verdad quiere, busca la manera de hacerlo.
Yeah.
So, and from my English folk, it says, whoever really wants to do something, they find the way to get it done.
Yep.
So it's perfect. It's perfectly said. It's not like we need to elaborate on it. Like, if you want something done, you can't depend on people the rest of your life. You can't depend on people. I mean, in general. And I'm not saying be those people that I don't need nobody. I don't need you. No, like I know I need to get this done myself, but I know if I need the help from somebody, I'll ask somebody. But it's not for you to, because people turn into like, oh, I don't need nobody, or I'm the best, I'm independent. No, it's not about that. It's about like, there's things that need to be done for yourself that only you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you need to pay your rent, you're not gonna say, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Or if your friend's like, nah, I barely have enough. It's like, what do you expect from them?
Or you can't be like, hey, dude, I didn't pay my insurance. No, that's not their job. That's your job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's with anything, with like jobs, with goals, with anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I heard this thing was like, this one saying that I'll just say that, like it's you can only trust yourself and God, right? It's like there's only people that are gonna do something for you. Like, even when everybody fails you, that's who you can depend on.
But that's not saying everyone's gonna fail you either. But it's just, you know what I mean? That's just like, but talking about the independability type thing.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's in that aspect of it. Because there's the other part where, like, you have to be comfortable asking whatever, but you also have to be comfortable taking things into your own hands.
Then someone says, it's kind of the same thing, but kind of not. There's never a real friend in this world. Learn to do things alone because no one does it for you. Learn to do things alone because no one does it for you is sometimes true. The first part, I'm just scratching that.
Mm-hmm.
There's real friends, bro. I don't know why these people are just
at
like...
one point of your life... Oh, wait, continue.
I don't know why these people are just like, there's not a real friend. Relationships are dumb.
Uh-huh.
Because, I mean, no, I see the point. When you're talking to someone, it's because you're like...
invested in them.
And you want a future with them. And I remember, this is my advice, right? I can't even give you all this advice because I'm not even really married, right?
Yeah.
I said it like if I'm kind of married. No, like I'm not married at all. But
me and my wife.
Yeah, what I'm saying, if you don't trust that girl to raise your kids, if you don't see that girl being the mother of your kids, don't even. Because then you're talking to her temporarily, and that's not just gonna go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We're focusing on something like long-term future or rest of your life, happy, lovey-dovey, blah blah blah. But learn to do things alone. You should. That's good.
Okay, like just one thing I had to say.
Oh yeah.
Right. For about that, learn to do things alone. Right.
Yeah.
You get to a point in your life where you're gonna have to wipe your own butt.
I've never done that. No, I'm just kidding.
But you get what I mean, right? Like, it's like okay, you're 40 years old, wipe your butt, right? It's like, who's gonna want to do that? Imagine you're 40, who's gonna want to do that? My mom, she gets paid to wipe old people's butts. You know why? But she gets paid to do it, right? Because no one in the world is gonna do that for you,
Yeah.
right? Unless you pay them like,
Mm-hmm.
X amount, whatever it is, And it's like everything other things life, right? Like you can't get somebody to pay your bills on time, You can't get somebody to go and to drink water for you, Like, and I'm saying like basic examples, but that goes for a lot of things in life.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get somebody to do that for you. You have to do it yourself.
Yeah. And then this one says, always check if there's milk before serving yourself cereal. Oh, that was a good one.
Bro, I'll be honest, I like cereal at sea without milk.
Oh no, like as a snack?
Yeah, like a snack.
Yeah.
I'll put myself like a little cup, like a coffee cup,
just
like,
yeah. Okay, perfect.
Bro,
Yeah, no.
I tell people that and they think I'm like a psychopath.
No, it's not. I'm the same way. I agree.
Maybe we're psychopaths.
Yeah, I guess we're both psychopaths. No, but that's true. Oh my god, I remember I did that one time and I was like, just gotta punch somebody in the face, dude.
And then you have a big old ball of cereal.
Yeah, and I fill that sucker up. And now,
it was
now
like
I'm
this
like,
on it. It was like this.
Yeah. Now I'm like putting it back in the bag, like.
And then your mom's like, "What are you doing?" He's
Yeah,
like, there's no
like,
milk.
And then all the crumbs. God dang, man, that's a good one. I actually like that one.
Yeah.
This guy says hard work always beats talent.
Bro,
That's not true.
if Justin Bieber, people like that don't tell you, like, okay, let's say,
No, it's
like-
it is 50-50.
it's like 50-50,
Because like if you're a prodigy, you don't gotta work, dude. It's just
well, you
natural.
gotta work as hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or yeah, exactly. You don't have to work as hard. It's just like, man, let me just play this freaking what's it called?
I'm gonna play the minor fifth. You're
Yeah, or like
no
Moonlight
idea.
Sonata third movement. You know how hard that is?
Yeah.
Jesus. Just light work. And then there's people that are like, I'm gonna dedicate my life to learning Moonlight Sonata, the third movement.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they work their whole life for it. And there's someone that just woke up one morning and was like, watch this YouTube video, blah, 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 blah.
Like, there's this one thing where it's like, the number one thing that they can't teach you, sport, in football, or no, in football, right? Let's say football is how to be big,
Oh, yeah.
right? And in basketball, they can't teach you how to be tall.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? At one point, it's gonna be like, hey, dude, you're like under 5'9". You should be like, either you're gonna have to dedicate your whole life, every waking hour, to basketball, or you're gonna have to accept the fact that, bro, maybe do
It's
soccer.
just not for you, man.
Yeah, maybe do something else, dog. Maybe commentate on it. You know what I mean? Commentate on
No,
sports.
but I do agree that sometimes hard work does beat talent. We're not
Yeah.
scratching that out, but it's just most of the time, kind of naturally. Like,
No, but I think, like you said, it has to be combination, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because, like, I'll tell you this, and I don't say this to, like, toot my horn, right? But, like, I've noticed that when I dedicate myself to learning more about piano or guitar, I've seen how I gotten better. My talent increases,
Yeah.
right? Because, like, there's other people that are, like, very talented, and it comes almost natural to them. You see them, they do their thing, right? And it's like, they're good at it. They were able to pick it up fast. They have the talent, right? Or maybe they just, like, all of a sudden they understand the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's other people that suck at stuff, but they did it so much, where they're good, right?
There's a thing I gotta say, okay? This is really bad butt in, but there's a song in Los Tigres del Norte, right? And it says, sin talento no buscas grandeza.
Mm-hmm.
See, because like people think that to have talent, you gotta be a prodigy, but it's not. Like you can have some sort of like he's pretty decent. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's pretty decent, but you gotta work on it. That's what I'm saying. Like I like that you said you gotta work on your talent.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have zero talent, it don't matter if you work. You don't get it. You have to have some sort of talent, whether it be the minimus or prodigy. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people think like a lot of people think you have to be like, for example, some people are talented singers and they never got no awards. Or like, just people that you hear at church sometimes, you're like, Jesus, they sing amazing. But they're not on Broadway or they're not singing at an opera show or you know what I'm saying?
There's even famous people, dude, where they're like, they're good, right?
Uh-huh.
But then they put out an album like every 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like everybody's telling him, bro, you're not working at it, you're not doing this, you lost all your money, whatever it is, right? And it's like, you know, like why didn't you try? You know?
And it's like no, like you said, like yeah, like it's just like it's like hard work. Rarely, sometimes beats talent, but I think everyone has talents. Like they think you have to be a certain level to be like, oh, he has a talent. No, like for example, me, I don't think I'm like I'm not saying like I think hot stuff, but I recognize that I'm decent at cutting hair. That's a talent.
Yeah.
Am I a professional barber with like 5 barbershops? No, but if I keep working on that talent, maybe one day.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm okay at singing. Maybe if I went to school, then I could be decent.
Right.
But it's like
it's not like
a talent is like the only thing God gave you, you know? Like this is the only purpose of your life. Which sometimes we only do have one purpose in life, but we all have kind of multiple low-key.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like we could have multiple talents. Like let's say we're just putting a random guy. My name's John, right? I can sing, I can dance, I can play the guitar, I can play the drums, I can play the piano. And he's not just going to dedicate to one thing. He knows that when it comes down to it, he can be really good at multiple things. You know what I'm saying? And you know how we were talking about that I'm having difficulty choosing right now what I want to do with my life?
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem because I could see myself going to school to study music. I could see myself going to school to get my barber license. I could see myself going to school to study laws because I really like laws. You know what I'm saying? So the problem is not like, oh my God, I only have one talent. It's like, okay, I have a couple that I define as talents and I'm having trouble picking one. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So a talent, we have more talents than we think. We just don't work them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's like it.
Yeah,
on
because
that.
some people have like you said, you know, like they'll have like a bunch of talents, but they're average, you know?
Mhm.
And it's like, you know, like everyone should be exceptional at something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if it's like I told you, the crosswalk guy, he's exceptional, right? Like he was like doing the simplest job. He was the best at it, right?
You know Moses, that kid that I told you from Seneca?
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, I mean, could say like some people could wonder, what is he good at? That man can solve Rubik's Cube in 30 seconds.
There's like world championships for that.
But that's what I'm saying. And someone can be like, bruh, really? Rubik's Cube? Like, can you build a house? I'm like, no, but can you build a Rubik's Cube? Can you like solve one?
Solve one, yeah.
No, but you can't. But he can.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone's always gonna be better at something and something else, but it's just like you need to work your talent. You know what I'm saying?
You need to work it.
The very last one of this evening. I mean, unless you want to put a couple of yours that you remember.
Nah,
but what's it called? The very last one of this evening is psych. There's 2. Sorry. God dang, I got all deep and sentimental and it wasn't the last one.
Guys, it's gonna be the last one right now.
Start crying.
Prepare yourself.
The second to last one. I'll leave that one as the last one. Someone says, don't give your trust and full dedication to anyone until you believe they're worth your love. Okay, this is what I gotta say about it. You're never gonna know. You're never gonna completely, like, you can't love someone without taking a risk.
Yeah.
Automatically loving someone or trusting someone, you're taking a risk.
Yep.
Like, how can you love someone without taking a risk?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's not a contract that says I love you and you're gonna love me and we're gonna be together till the end of time.
Mm-hmm.
There is none. So every time you trust someone, you're gonna learn a lesson. You're gonna either learn a lesson or you can have a good friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's all I gotta say about it.
Yeah, I think the same thing. You know, it's like you have to be willing to, you know,
open to change,
open to change, open to things that are gonna happen that you don't know what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and willing to accept the bad and the good with it, and then if it's bad, move on. If it's good, be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
No, and then, no, but yeah, and then now.
Okay.
We're gonna do ASMR shit. Okay. It says, the very last one says, use the negativity from others as motivation to do things you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a little slap in the face to all the little negative, depressed people in this thing. I'm just kidding. No. I'm just kidding. Don't get mad at me. No. But that's good. I think that's a good one to end it with. That use negativity, and it's not just from other people, it's from anything
Yourself.
in life and yourself. I think the biggest problem that we have in going far in our life is not other people. I think it's ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
because other people are going to say stuff, but if you believe in yourself enough and you love yourself enough, that's not going to affect you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's going to affect you humanly, let's be blunt, but you know
Yeah.
what I mean, like you're going to
It
be
shouldn't
like,
be the thing of your life. You know?
it's going to be like, like maybe they're right, but I'm still going to do it because I care, because I want to do it, because I try. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, in my personal opinion, the biggest enemy of letting yourself going far is yourself. You know, you tú mismo, you hold yourself back, you put yourself back, and that's just the biggest thing. But nah, man, guys, be positive for real.
And the thing that I always like to think about, one thing that I like, if you want, this is something that I sometimes think about, and as I'm doing this podcast, I've thought about it, right? Because like the way I see, like I have aspirations for things and stuff like that. It's like, imagine someone's following you around right now, the camera crew, and you're recording a documentary of your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this horrible thing that's happened to you, all this negative stuff, all the things everybody says about you. Think about that as the low part of your movie, dude.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, okay, is this gonna be a crappy movie where it's just horrible? Or are you gonna, change something and turn all this horrible things into something amazing?
Yeah.
I gotta say.
It's like man, Facebook never fails, huh? They got another one. There's this one where it says, if your dad was abusive, don't be abusive. If your dad was a drinker, don't drink. If you, and then it started naming,
Like
things
different
like that,
qualities
like,
or whatever.
and then it also said, there's people that haven't had parents, and they're amazing parents.
Mm-hmm.
They had to have a dad, they're amazing dad. They had to have a mom, they're amazing mom. There's people that they're, like I'm saying, their parents are abusive, and they were the most loving parents ever.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, so in reality, there is no excuse of you being bad and blaming it, because there's so many people. If my parents
Had
well,
just been better with me.
if your parents, what? Your parents can't decide your life. Like, you're supposed to learn, and there's never gonna be a perfect parent. But you get what I'm getting at? Like,
Yeah.
you can't let someone else decide your, I don't want to say like destiny, but like, your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't let someone else decide it. You're in control of that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, yeah, the parte de Dios too, but you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest thing, that you can't let no one, not even yourself, stop you from reaching your goals. And this will be like my ending conclusion, right? My summary. There's no one, not even yourself, that can let you stop you from reaching your goals, enjoying life, being positive, valuing friendships and relationships. Like, you're in control of all of that. I mean, unless you get like cheated on, but that's like, but we're talking strictly in the sense of like where you're in control, right?
Mhm.
At the end of the day, you're in control of everything. So what I'm going to say is, if you're having a rough time, it's going to get better. If you're negative, be positive. Try to be, even though it gets hard. I know it can be hard. If you have a friendship that's going down, like, try to bring it back. It's true. Sometimes friendships don't last forever, but try to bring it back. Try to restore it.
There's
I don't
ups and
know.
downs.
Yeah, friendships have ups and downs. Relationships, you don't necessarily have to be, but like dating the person, but you just like, if you really care for that person, be there for that person. You know what I mean? And I think, and this is what I'm gonna end with, for real, that the most important thing is whenever you're about to die, or you get what I'm saying, or whenever your life has passed, and you're like, you know what I'm saying, like you're in your last moments. Do you go back in your conscience and you think like, did I try my hardest? Or a relationship stops, the girl cheats on you, whatever, and you gotta recognize, did I try my hardest? Or did I do my best? Did I make her feel like she loved me? Did I make my friend feel like I valued his time with me? Or did I try my hardest to achieve my purpose and my goals in life? And that's the biggest thing. Because a lot of people, it don't matter, man. You can do a million good things, but with one bad thing that you do, that's all they see. And I think that's the most important thing, that you and your conscience, you feel satisfied with that you tried. Because that's all you can do in life. You can only try. You can't be perfect. You can only try. So, if you feel that you tried, man, And deep down, if you know, honestly, if you know that you tried, whether relationship, goals, job, future, blah, 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 if you know you tried, at the end of the day, you should be able to be like, I'm happy. You know? Because the time I had, took advantage of it. I tried my hardest. And, you know, my time's up. But the time that I had, I gave my best. And at the end of the day, that should be the satisfaction that you tried your hardest. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Yeah, that's my...
I think I'm going to end it there, you know?
Yeah.
That's a good way.
Aww,
you know?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
no,
guys,
but...
like we said, you know, like Edgar said, you know, you got to feel like you fulfilled that, you know, that you tried your best, you know, and that you feel like you were doing the thing that you were sent to do or that your purpose was, you know?
And that's anything, too, you know?
And that's in anything, you know?
Don't restrict it to certain things. It's like...
whatever makes you happy, as long as you were able to say, you know, like, I was able to be happy and I was able to, you know, make others happy as well,
you
know, and not bring people down, you know, with me on a roller coaster just for my happiness, you know, I think you should be satisfied. That's all we're trying to do.
For real, and honestly, it's not like genuinely, it's not like we think we know everything, or like, because it might come off that way.
And then if to be honest, there might be things that like that I've said or that you said that we're like working on.
Yeah.
Or that we're not perfect at.
Or like there's some things that I'm telling y'all that I need to do myself. So I don't know. I mean, we're all working. We're on the progress to get better. But guys, I think we're gonna end it there.
We're gonna end it there, guys. Guys, this has been the Lama Podcast. Really great that you guys are tuned in. Those of you that are tuning in, make sure you continue listening on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, on YouTube, all the platforms where it's available. Continue supporting the podcast. Thank you to my friend Edgar here that has been with us today.
Pleasure.
And wait for the next episode coming out very soon with hopefully the new host. I'm not going to say who it is that will be with us. And yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Deuces.